It's a revolution.
There goes the biz.
Hola, 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 hola.
Okay, so we're gonna start off by using a jacket or sweater that's a little big for you, oversized. I use my brother's, so we're gonna start by tracing out the front and the back of the sweater, whatever you decide to use. So here I am tracing the front of the hoodie. I'm keeping the collar big because I don't want the zipper irritating my neck piercing. You can do yours higher up so it sits closer to your neck. I line up the zipper I plan to use along the center front and I mark the bottom of the zipper on the pattern. My zipper is going to be shorter than the jacket because I couldn't find a longer one, so I'm going to use it and just leave the rest of the jacket hanging and long. Here I want a yoke on the front of the jacket, so I'm marking it out. You don't need to have a yoke if you don't want to. Add notches to it and add seam allowance all over on the center front. Separate the yoke and add seam allowance to the cut pieces. Trace the back the same as the front. You can have a center back seam or you can cut it on the fold. Right now we're drawing the markings for the pocket opening. Again, you don't need to do the pockets if you don't want to. I made mine 5 inches long by 3/4. For the pocket belt, make it twice the measurements of the pocket opening because we are going to be folding it. Add seam allowance all around. Now we're going to be making the pocket bags for the pocket. Make them as wide as the belt, which mine was 5 inches, so it's going to be 5 inches wide and as long as you want it, but once it's not peeking out from behind the jacket. Ignore how I'm doing it here. I'm just going to insert a picture where you should see how it should look. For the sleeve, we're going to draw a straight line on the paper and then line up the front of the sleeve flat along the line as shown. Trace the sleeve and use pins to trace out the curve by poking them along the curve. Flip the jacket to the back and trace the back along the other side of the straight line. Draw out the sleeves and curves and add seam allowance all around. I want panels in my sleeve, so I'm sectioning them out here. You can leave the sleeve solid if you want. When I went to cut the patterns on the cloth, I realized I wasn't going to have enough fabric, so I made more panels since they would be done with a different fabric. I then added seam allowance all around each panel. Trace the cuff out from the garment. Fold the paper on the line as shown and trace it out to the other side. I made the cuff going at an angle at the bottom so it can fit a little tighter, and then I added some seam allowance. At the bottom of the cuff, we also fold it over and trace it out. That line will be the fold line when sewing. You shouldn't have seam allowance on that fold line. I don't have a clip of the finished piece, so it should look something like this. Measure the length of the front and back neckline on the garment. Draw a straight line with that same measurement. The left end is the center back. Go up 1 3/4 at that center back and draw a straight line parallel to the first line. Square down at the ends. From the center back, mark on the line the measurement of the back neckline. That is going to be the side seam. Draw your desired collar shape by curving the ends. I went up 3/8 at the center front because of my collar size. Add seam allowance all the way around. For the zipper flap, we're going to draw a straight line the length of the zipper and add an inch to it. Draw another line 1¼ inches away from the first line. This line is going to be the fold line, and connect the ends. I did a slant at the bottom and a straight line at the top. Fold it on the fold line and trace to the other side, and fold and add seam allowance. We're going to start with the welt. With right sides facing, pin and sew the sides down. After sewing, we're going to trim the edges and snip close to the corners and turn inside out. I couldn't press mine because the fabric would have melted, but if you have a certain fabric that can be pressed, then you can press it down flat. Now we're going to place the raw edge of the welt along the middle line of the pocket opening on the front of the garment. Pin in place and sew with a basting stitch along the pocket opening outer line. I marked it with a white pen so you can see what I mean. Then get the shorter pocket bag and put it over the welt on the same middle line. Get the longer bag and put it on the other side, matching up with the middle line. Base in place. I mark with the white pen exactly what I mean. Now with a regular stitch, sew the entire rectangle all the way around. On the middle line, mark ½ inch away from the sharp edges. Snip on that middle line to the mark, and then from there cut to the corners as shown, but do not cut the welt. Don't cut the welt at all. So here I'm just marking out the V's, and then we're going to snip to the tip of the V's, like the pointed part. But when we get to the V sides, we're not going to snip the welt area. We're going to snip all the other cloth, but we're not going to snip the welt. And this is how it's going to look like from the back when you turn it on the round side. Okay, so now we're going to turn over to the round side and pull the pocket bags through, leaving the welt on the right side. Flip the welt up so that the fold is covering the opening, and pin it into place. On the round side, place the longer bag down and over the shorter bag. Then flip back over to the right side and flip the cloth as shown, and pin down the little triangles and pockets, and then sew all around. So we're going to pin them down and then we're going to sew it all around as shown. When we're finished that, then we're going to top stitch the edges of the welt down. Do not top stitch the fold down, just the edges of the welt. A yoke onto the front piece already and a top stitch. With the right sides facing, put the two front pieces over the back piece and sew the shoulders and the side seams. Press. After that's done, I sewed all of the pieces for my sleeve. Fold the sleeve so that the right sides are facing each other, and sew down the underarm. After sewing, turn inside out and put a basting stitch along the top curve a 1/4 of an inch away from the edge. So right here we're going to put the basting stitch and leave the ends alone in case we need to ruffle. With the right sides facing, fold cuff as shown and stitch down the side. After sewing, fold again so that the round sides are touching as shown. Attach this to the bottom of the sleeve. Turn front and back of garment inside out and place the armhole of the sleeve to the armhole of the garment. Pin. The right sides of the garment and the sleeve should be touching on the inside. Starting at the underarm seam, we're going to pin all around. If the sleeve is too big for the hole, pull on the string of the basting stitch and cinch until it fits the garment hole. With the collar right size pieces facing each other, sew the curve of the collar. Turn inside out. Place the left edge of the zipper on the left edge of the center front of the garment. The round side of the zipper should be facing up. The right side of the garment should be facing up. Pin and sew. Close the zipper and turn the fabric inside out and pin right side of the zipper and the garment by pinching and pinning as shown. After pinning and sewing, we're going to fold the zipper flap so that the right sides are facing each other. Sew the shorter end shut. Turn the flap inside out, trim the edges and press flat. Place the raw edge of the flap under the left side of the garment under the zipper and stitch in place. Top stitch the zipper down. Pin one edge of the collar on the right side of the neckline from center front to center front. Stitch in place. Then get the edge of the undercollar. Fold that over so it covers the stitch that we just made. Pin into place and top stitch. We're going to hem the bottom of the jacket, and after that we are done. I wasn't able to do lining because of my finger, so sorry about that guys. Next time.
song so fucking dope. Girl, it's hard enough for me to blaze it. To tell the truth, for sure was you in this booth that I was blazing. So I'm just sitting in the studio, just trying to get to you, baby.